Hello Internet, this is Sophia. Today I would like to discuss with you a very disturbing trend that I'm seeing within the atheist skeptic community. But first I'd like to talk to you a bit about what's going on in my life. I'm locked in just as everybody else who doesn't have a legitimate and essential reason to be out and about is, or should be at least, during this time of COVID-19 pandemic. I've been pacing around the place a lot lately. In the past, before the whole COVID-19 pandemic struck, when I would catch myself pacing, I would usually try to stop myself. But now I do the opposite. When I catch myself pacing, I actually generally try to encourage myself to keep it up because I've come to see me pacing as my body's way of demanding physical activity, of assuring that I not remain completely sedentary. And yesterday I even took it to the next step and actually put on a music playlist when I started pacing in order to this time really use this as my chance to get in my exercise. Basically, power walking back and forth in a fairly confined space. But I've actually been keeping pretty busy in this lockdown. I've been maintaining this vlog, which of course is one thing that keeps me busy. Last week it was due to unforeseen circumstances that I posted on this vlog on a Tuesday-Friday schedule rather than the old Wednesday-Friday schedule. But now that I think of it, I think Tuesday-Friday is a much better schedule than Wednesday-Friday because Tuesday-Friday is much more evenly spaced. So for now, I'm going to make that my standard regular schedule for posting on this vlog. I also just launched a second YouTube channel, Sophia's Video Productions. Only that one, unlike this one which is about vlogging, that other channel is more about my artistic pursuits. But go check out that other channel. The link's in the video description below. And I hope that you enjoy Sophia's Video Productions. So far, all I have there is my spoken word recording of Edgar Allan Poe's classic, The Raven. You'll find that my rendition of The Raven is a lot different than most renditions that you've probably heard, in that my rendition places a lot more emphasis on the rhythm of the poem, which I believe is how the poem was actually meant to be performed. But anyways, I hope you like it. Please check out that new channel. The link is in the video description below in the YouTube site of this video. I would like to wish everybody a happy Passover, only this year I strongly beseech everybody to practice safety over tradition. See, I'm making a hashtag out of it, hoping it'll catch on. It might be a bit short notice to use that hashtag for this holiday, but I still hope the message that we need to be safe against COVID-19 and that should be a higher priority than any particular tradition. I hope that message gets out there. Now it's true, I don't believe that the Red Sea split in two. I don't believe in walking sticks turning into snakes, rivers turning into blood, or blood of a lamb on a doorpost preventing any plague of any kind from entering a house. And yes, I also know that in general the story of Exodus does not align with what is actually verified history. But still, Passover has always been a cherished tradition in my family that I've looked forward to all year. But this year, we really need to play it safe and take the COVID threat seriously so that as many of us as possible will be here for future Passovers in the future. And this hashtag, of course, doesn't just apply to Passover. It applies to all holidays this time of year, including some that other people celebrate, like, I don't know, for example, like this one I heard of called Easter, which some people are into, and other holidays this time of year as well. And not just that, any holidays, any time of year, up till whenever COVID finally gets vanquished. This vanquishing, when it does come, will probably be in the form of a vaccine, which I know is not going to be here as fast as we'd all like, but which probably will eventually be here. But it also could come in the form of some other kind of medical breakthrough that I'm not expecting, but eventually, hopefully, there will be some medical breakthrough that will vanquish this COVID-19 threat. But until then, whatever holiday you celebrate, whatever time of year that is, please practice safety over tradition. Unfortunately, not everyone is doing this, and those who aren't are presenting a public health risk to everyone. Last episode on this vlog, I discussed about how ultra-Orthodox Jews in Israel, for example, are completely ignoring the lockdown instructions from Israel. Some of the responses that I received to that video called my attention to the fact that even here in the United States, there are groups of ultra-Orthodox Jews, and they are also doing the same irresponsible behavior here that they are doing in Israel. And just like in Israel, there are more secular Jews in those areas who are very much concerned about a backlash of anti-Semitism that won't just target the ultra-Orthodox, but that will affect the broader Jewish community. Of course, as always, anti-Semitism is stupid because the public health danger caused by these ultra-Orthodox Jews has nothing to do with their Jewishness and everything to do with their religious zealotry and the way that it results in their complete disregard for the science of public safety. And yes, it so happens that there are other denominations that are doing the exact same stupid stuff and posing the exact same risk to the public health. In the video description area of this video on YouTube, you will find a link to a CNN story in which a reporter actually stood 6 feet away, of course, from cars, interviewing churchgoers who were attending services at one of these churches that insisted on being open despite the fact that it was a public safety risk. The reporter even explained that there were members of this church's congregation who disagreed with this church's decision to continue holding services during the pandemic, but that none of these church members who disagreed wanted to be identified because they were afraid of repercussions. But here I am talking about disturbing behavior from religious communities. I mentioned, however, at the start of this video that I also want to discuss a very disturbing trend that I am seeing from within the atheist secular community. So what exactly would that be? The disturbing thing is how many times when an atheist or skeptic hears of such stupidities by a religious community, they say something like, Darwin at work, or something stupid and moronic like that. And saying that is stupid and moronic because that is not how evolution works. And if you've been scientifically literate for long enough, you should know that that is not how evolution works. And saying that is harmful because it takes wind out of the sails of a very necessary outrage that we need to have about people who are so recklessly endangering our public health. We need that outrage in order to demand some way of putting a stop to this. We also need this outrage in order to put more vigor into our efforts of trying to build a society that is less infected by the virus of religious zealotry in the future, so that when similar problems or other problems strike our society in the future, we won't have our response impeded by superstitions and stupidities. And the coronavirus spreading in these churches is not Darwin at work, because the result and consequences of this stupidity of theirs is not going to affect just the churchgoers. It is going to affect everyone in their community, and since there's no such thing as having actual border control at state lines, it's going to affect everyone in this country. The majority of the people who get the coronavirus in these church services are not going to get seriously sick themselves, but they will pass that coronavirus on to other people in their communities who didn't do such stupid things as going to church, who kept themselves sequestered as much as possible, but which, thanks to these idiots, that as much as possible ceased to be enough. So when you hear of people recklessly endangering the public health for religious reasons, don't just shrug it off and say, Darwin at work. Saying that really downplays the harm that these people are doing. Furthermore, saying that is pseudoscience, and pseudoscience is something that should be beneath all of us. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button and also subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon to increase the chance that you will receive notifications when I add videos to this channel in the future. Comment below, and until next time, see ya!